Okie show.
Hello and welcome to the podcast that explores the Heartland's entertainment industries. I'm Brian.
I'm Kelly.
And we're back with a brand spanking new, shiny, shimmering episode with you.
Yes.
Always excited to be here with new stuff.
I know. I love new stuff, new exciting adventures. I'd love to hear one of your new exciting adventures before we get into the episode's exciting adventures, Brian.
I'll tell you,
because I feel like I need to catch up with you.
I'll tell you about a brand new adventure that I have just gone on, my new quest/voyage.
Yes.
So,
what are you doing now that you're doing from your home in a weird way, but probably is really rational, but like kind of like a bunker person? Go.
So, as you all know, I am the gardening type. I have a nice vegetable garden in the back, and it's doing quite well.
Gilly's Garden.
Gilly's Garden, hashtag Gilly's Garden. You can follow the progress. So I got my freaking tomatoes. I got me my cabbages that have been getting eaten alive by worms, which is a whole different thing. Okay, I have it's not worms. They're these white moths that just they just gnaw on my freaking cabbages. And I can't stop them because they're not big enough for me to shoot.
You just need
If
bigger
they were
bugs.
big enough, that'd be terrifying.
You just need bigger bugs, Brian. I'll ask my father. That's his literal job, is to help gardeners and farmers like you.
Yeah.
Use integrated pest management to take care of your pest issues.
These freaking white moths will not go away, and I don't like it. But I've been having the most luck with my freaking cucumbers. The cucumbers, this is my first year growing cucumbers, and they have taken the garden.
That's amazing.
They just vine out, and they just take over everything. So, like, the green beans and the tomatoes and the cabbages and everything, they're doing great. But the cabbages have just taken up all space. And I never realized that the cucumber plants, you get one cucumber plant, you get like 10 or 15 cucumbers off of one plant.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
Going. So I now have just a giant plethora of cucumbers that, like, I don't know what to do with. I like cucumbers, but I don't like it that much. Like,
cucumber
what am I going
to
do? Yeah, I'll put them in my salad, like use one as a doorstop. Like, what else could I use these things?
Sell them to some interested ladies. I don't know
exactly.
what we're doing with the cucumbers.
So
what are you doing with your cucumbers?
I freaking pickled them.
You pickled them?
I pickled my cucumbers for the first time. That totally sounds like it could be taken the wrong way.
That's like Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick.
So yeah, so my cucumbers, you grow specific pickling cucumbers, and this literally looks like it should have eyes and a mouth and a tomato.
It looks like Larry. It's Larry the cucumber.
But I pickled these things for the first time. It did the whole canning process and stuff. And let me tell you, I make some dang good.
Pretty
pickles.
good. Are we selling? Is Okie Show selling pickles now? That's what I'm hearing.
We might have to get into the pickling market. This whole
I think we should corner the pickling market next. Let's get the podcast and pickles.
Buy some.
Oh my goodness.
Okie Show pickles.
I like it. Well, the one you just had in your hand looked literally like the giant ones that you get like a ball game. Like that's humongous.
Yeah. Or like that one weirdo at a movie that
chooses the pickle. That was always me.
Pickle.
Always me. That's always me. I love pickles. I'm always going to get the big pickle. I'll get the small pickles. I'll get any kind of pickle. I love pickles. Fried pickles. Come on.
Have you ever eaten a pickle like this?
I feel like that is a question that would be considered inappropriate with HR, Brian. I've never eaten a pickle like that. How dare you?
This is the most awkward looking pickle. So
what is that? That doesn't look like a pickle. That looks like a gourd. It looks like a gourd.
Yeah. So this is another cucumber, and I've found that like the cucumbers will either grow out like normal red-blooded American cucumbers,
right?
Or they'll come up as
like a haggard banshee cucumber.
Yeah, like weird, like innuendo-stricken gourd-looking thing.
That's the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the listeners, it's a cucumber, but it's a crooked. And one side is very bulbous and the other is very long and flaccid.
It's very unattractive.
Just paint that picture for you.
I just don't know. Like, what do you obviously you can't pickle that. How do you get that in a jar? You have to get a bigger jar.
I technically could pickle it.
You just have to cut it.
I'd have to like cut it all up and everything.
You don't want to.
And like, it's really, it feels like more of a souvenir than, than anything.
Brian is starting to get really weird with his pickles. He's
Getting
weird, all the weird cucumbers he starts putting on his walls next to our like Okie show, any award we get, plus all his weird pickles. Weird cucumbers.
So now you know what? I'm gonna have to start pickling other things. I'll have to pickle an egg.
Beets, eggs. Yes, you can pickle some kimchi for me. Pickle your cabbage.
Ooh, kimchi. Ooh, that's a good idea.
See, I love all this local stuff. I'm telling you, I like it. Yeah. You're gonna have to start like doing a local garden like meetup for Okie show fans, and just like have a little farmers market with other people.
I'm saying. Well, and I'll tell you what. Speaking of local stuff, today we are talking to the Film Commission liaison for the Reno Film Commission. This is a brand new film commission, bright-eyed and shiny, just like today's episode. And they've got some just really, really cool stuff that they're offering for the film industry. Unfortunately, no pickles are included yet.
No pickles, but never say never, because they have a lot of farmland. So, Brian, there's hope.
There's hope. So let's go to our conversation with Mr. Steve Maddox from the Reno Film Commission. So we're here with Steve Maddox, the commission chairman liaison from the Reno Film Commission. Welcome to the Okie Show, sir.
Glad to be here. Very glad.
I'm so excited to talk to you because this is a brand spanking new film commission. And it's a awesome time in our film industry history right now for this to be going on. So real quick, introduce yourself to our listeners. What exactly is the Reno Film Commission?
Well, again, I'm Steve Maddox. I've grown up in El Reno, lived here all my life. I'm an AI developer. I write apps as well for American Courthorse Association. And I kind of got into this about 2 years ago. My wife was very annoyed with me because I can be annoying and without trying. And I think I was hanging around the house a little too much. And she said, Steve, very, very, very sternly looked at me, you need to get a hobby. And so I said, all right. And then I immediately thought about golf, but then I realized, no, it's not going to get any better.
I'm just going to get angrier.
And waste a lot of money. So, I thought, well, let's do something else. We just moved into this beautiful, beautiful home a block away from our last home in El Reno. And, but it had some really nice features to it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to put it on Scouts. And then I began talking to SP Eaton, who's a personal friend of mine, and we grew up together, and getting some feedback from him. And he's one of my advisors now for the Film Commission. And I really got a lot of interest in it, and I wanted to learn more about it. So I put it on Scouts, and then I had a director from Lifetime contact me and come out and look at the house. And we kind of walked around and everything, and we just kind of hit it off. How sometimes you just kind of have that chemistry with people. Yeah. And so we just became good friends, and he'd come over, we'd cook dinner, we'd go out to eat, and they'd be able to come down here and just kind of chill a little bit as they're out scouting. And then I thought, you know what? He sent me the script, and I just read it because they were going to use our home for several of the scenes. And then I thought, you know what? There's about 8 places in El Reno, and I got him 7. And so that was my first time to get into this. And I found that I was able to, because of being in business, the way that I've always been all my life, writing software for new businesses, I can get a business model pretty quickly. And I picked up on a lot of it pretty fast. And as it turns out, the movie was shot here. We had no issues whatsoever. All the properties that were shot in El Reno for the same movie, we had no issues. Everybody was happy. And they ended up giving me a part in the movie. So I got to play Judge Trevor King. I took a bribe. I was a dirty judge.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
And I even got a credit.
Yeah.
Right above the trained animals.
There you go.
That's a win. That's awesome.
Debut.
So then I began talking to the city leaders in El Reno, the mayor and some of the city councilmen, and they all share the same thing. And then I was showing some other property back in probably I think July of last year. And that's whenever the location manager said, you know what, El Reno has got so much character and so much going for it. But right now, if I want to film a movie, I have to go talk to Main Street, Chamber of Commerce. I have to go up and get the permit, and everything was so disjointed. So I thought, well, you know, we can streamline that a lot. So I began reading about it and understanding how they all worked. As it turns out, you know, we could have just done a liaison and been underneath the economic development in town, but I don't like, you know, I'm not saying politics are in our town, but politics are in our town.
Yeah, every town. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't really want to be involved with that because that would just get in the way of what I thought that we would be able to do. So that's whenever we came up with the idea of starting our own commission. And it was the right thing to do because on the commission, I'm able to get members of, you know, an appointee from the fire department, the police department, the Cheyenne and Arapaho, the Canadian Valley Votech, Redlands, the city. And so now that I've got all them on my team, we can make things happen fast. We've got our own budget. We've got our own entity. So we're standalone. So we can develop a website like you guys have seen, the Facebook page. We can do all this stuff without having to go through, you know, different types of channels to be able to achieve something. We can move quickly. So we were able to do that. I got to really get a real understanding of the city and all the different properties that we have that are city owned. We're almost unusual in the fact that we own a hospital that's now going to be empty in a couple months, about 1 month.
Wow.
Oh,
The city of El Reno
owns it. Oh, wow.
That's cool.
So right now we have a emergency room that's running out of there, but we're also building a new hospital that will be finished sometime in August. Once it is, they'll move out, and then we've got the hospital that essentially, you know, do whatever we want to with it. I mean, we want to, you know, be able to make it into a real hub for filmmaking. And it's, you know, 30,000 square foot. I think it's 48 rooms, but it's got offices. It's got all types of different things in it. I've got a plan to zone it all off and do some really fun things with it because a place like that can be anything. It can be
oh, dude,
a dorm.
Soundstage.
Yeah, a soundstage, a dorm. It can be just about anything, but it's also got a lot of offices in it that we can let, you know, productions office out of while they're.
Ooh, yeah.
So we've got a lot of opportunity there, but I mean, it doesn't stop with that. I mean, we've got, you know, we own the golf course, so the golf course is ours, and all the schools. And since I've got a member of the school board who's on our commission, he's really, really, really film friendly. In fact, we've done that. There's been a lot of Lifetime movies that have been filmed recently in El Reno using the high school and using the football field.
Yeah.
And so they've got some experience with it, and they were very, very keen to keep doing it. But to be able to have a focus on, you know, to make sure that it's economic for them, they are protected, you know, to where, you know, that whenever you have to have somebody there all day, that person's going to get reimbursed, so the city doesn't have to take a bite on that.
Yeah.
So all those conversations were leading up to I penned a formal business plan proposal, 5-year plan. And the city council liked it, and so they went ahead and said, "Yeah, let's do it." And they awarded us a budget, and then we began jumping all over it and trying to do some creative things that are a little bit different than other communities do because we're a different community, you know. And the enthusiasm that we've received here in town, you know, I expected a lot of backlash because, you know, I get on some of the Facebook groups that are online, and it's just, you know, it's like, I can't, first of all, and I don't want to sound like a snot, but you know, there's a difference between there, and there's a difference between 2 and 2.
Yeah.
And, you know, all these people get on there and they start getting angry, and it starts showing in what they're saying. And sorry, it's off a little tangent there, but that's
first thing that happens on a Facebook tangent is grammar goes out the window.
Grammar goes out the window.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit, just a little bit, please. And, but I expected to get a lot of feedback, negative feedback from trying to do this. And the only person that I got was one person, I don't know who it was, said, "Oh, we don't want all that traffic getting in our way." She lives in Mustang. She lives in Mustang, not even in El Reno.
I love that. That's the biggest objection. But the traffic will be
terrible.
Well, and see, but that's one thing that we can do right now, especially with as tight as we are with everybody, because we're a commission. I can, once we get the permit and we understand where it's going to be shot, I can control that. I can work with you know, say, hey, we really can't park here, but I've got you this church over here 2 blocks away. We have transportation arranged with a lot of different ways that we can make that happen. So it has less impact on our citizens, which is something that we want to do. We want to be able to protect the citizens. So every shoot that we do is a positive experience. You know, that's it's just good business.
Yeah.
On that note, I actually kind of have a specific question about lockups, because that's one of the pardon me while I die. We have a common issue on a lot of sets that are shot on location where we need to own a road, not because we're shooting on the road, but because we're shooting on the house that's next to that road, so we don't have traffic driving by. Our lockups and that kind of thing, where we actually can own the road, is that a thing that y'all are able to do?
Yes, and kind of take a moment and explain to you I'm going to nerd out for a moment. So
Do it. Go for it.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
love it.
Again, I'm an app developer and I'm an AI developer, and I write software, and but I also build the back-end systems and everything. So without going into details and getting lost in the weeds on that, what I've done is I've developed a system that's working right now, and I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet, but I've got one coming up. And so essentially, the back-end system begins with on our website, we have the permit. So you can go in with the permit. The permit is location-centric, meaning that you come in, you fill out your overall information for your overall project, but then you add you get a little button there and you hit add. You add the new location, whatever the address is. And then at that point, we begin what's called a location plan, okay? The location plan is everything that's gonna be required at that location. So they go ahead and fill that out, and then we'll go out and we'll have a visit to the property. Now, at this point, this is where the nerd in me came out. I said, I have an idea. And so I created an app that runs on my phone right now. It can run on anybody's phone, but I'm only going to let our commissioners use it now. But where you and I can walk up to the property and you can say, all right, Steve, this street over here, this Jenkins, which is right here, we're going to shut that off between 2 and 4 p.m. or 2 and 8 a.m. just whatever duration of time. And but whenever that happens, if you're going to need security and you're going to need this or that, all that is already baked into the software. Now, when I'm sitting in the yard, you could be sitting there right beside me and I can show you, okay, so you want this street to this street. And then I use augmented reality and I just grab a little something and I put it on there and I say, okay, this is a barrier here and a barrier here. Do you need security? Yes, you'll need security. So we'll need 2 policemen here. Once we do all that, we get all this stuff. I'm not telling you all the details of it all. I'm just telling you kind of the highlights.
This sounds freaking
amazing. This is so cool.
Awesome.
Very cool. So what happens then after we go through it and we set up the location plan for however many locations you have that you're going to be shooting at. Immediately after I submit it, it goes out to the police department, the fire department, or whomever is going to be responsible for approving it. They sign off on it. Once everybody in the office signs off on it, then the plan goes in and it's solidified. Its flag changes to, hey, this is an active thing that's going to happen. The person, whoever the location manager is going to get just an estimate, not an invoice yet, just an estimate of everything. So they know, there's going to be security is going to be here for X amount of time, and then we're going to have this for X amount of time, or fire department. So they need a fire department and a police car there for the shot. All that is kind of baked into it, but then they'll know, monetarily how much they're going to, be need to budget in for that. And I think that's an important thing. But the greatest part of it is once everybody signs off on it, then that location manager gets a email with a PDF of the location, where the roads are closed, what security is going to be there, little details of all that, and then they sign off on it, and then we're off and going.
Wow.
So it's a neat
This
little
is
system.
so cool.
Yeah.
That is like
I'm
so
looking at the
streamlined.
website.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's really the only way.
I'm looking at the website right now, and it's like, this is possibly the most technologically efficient procedure that I've ever seen.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, and it works great right now. I'm ready to put it through its paces. You can put it through 100 different paces whenever you're beta testing something. And I can say, okay, to my daughter Allie, okay, you're shooting a movie. Where's it going to be? So we'll go and we'll try it out, and it's working fine. I'm just ready to really get after it. I know that everything's kind of ramping up. Everybody's getting their money from the rebate, figure out how much they're going to qualify for and all that. So I'm assuming things are going to start picking up soon. We're getting a lot of calls. So,
That's so cool.
but I'm ready to try it out now. And also one other thing that we'll do that it somehow gets lost in the pre-production whenever they're they choose a location, they do everything, they know everything they want to do, but letting the businesses in the neighborhood that they're going to be shooting at understand and know when this is going to be happening. Normally, they'll get something, they'll go put on a wall or on a wall, on somebody's door, put it on a wall, we're going to have some issues. But what we're going to do is I have other helpers that we'll print those out. We'll just go handle that. That way we know it's done each time, because part of my job is also to protect the citizens,
Right.
and to let them know what's going on whenever they have a location, make sure that, the insurance, they have the contract, all things like that. But all that's already baked into the system. So, I've got checks and balances in there that, like my personality, the annoying thing where it says, hey, do they have their insurance? They have their insurance. They have their insurance. So
all of this sounds like a location manager's
Like
absolute
dream.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
It's so cool.
Well, I thought that it was an interesting way that we haven't figured out how to market it yet. It's like, get this new thing, you get this shiny new toy, and you got to figure out how to play with it. And I don't know what to do yet, but I thought that it would be something that could be marketed, because as much as I love Oklahoma. I've lived here all my life. I loved El Reno, lived in it all my life. But, I'm a kind of a competitive guy. And so I look at, other communities around the state, and I want to help them. I want them to help us. We're not going to have everything at all, but we're going to have what we do have, we're going to really put it out there and make it easy for everybody to use, and hopefully find a way to market the streamlined process that we've set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I would
so
assume a
cool.
lot of people would want something like that. I mean, once you use something like that, then having to go back and go through all the checks and all the processes and making sure you're not missing any single thing will be a lot more stressful than doing that.
She gets it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Can you patent this in some way and sell it off to all the other film commissions?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Well, before I begin writing any software, I always, you can't really patent software, but you have protections. I don't want to get into all that, but we do have protections, so we do enroll in everything. Every app that I send into the app store, we do the same thing with, but there's nothing that's going to stop somebody from taking the idea. But the concept with it is to do it better and do it cheaper than everybody else. And that's one thing that we've done quite a bit throughout our career.
And I'm looking at your website. I have to compliment you on your website, because it's very, very well put together and just very comprehensive. And the list of locations that you have here is just awesome.
Yeah, and
what's something about El Reno, about the locations of El Reno, that makes it stand out from other places?
Well, you'll notice on the website, one of the taglines is it's a chameleon effect.
Yeah.
And here's where that came from. Whenever I was driving the director for that first movie around, we drove from our neighborhood, which is this house is built in 1935, and all the homes around here are just kind of larger, older homes, real pretty neighborhood. And so we drove around here, but then I drove by all the different properties that I already had in line for him. And he said, this town is like a chameleon, isn't it? And well, that hit me. That state's, directly wired into my brain at that point, because it is, because you go from our area, which is just a nice kind of catch-all area. 13 Minutes was shot 3 houses down from us.
Oh, cool.
One of the big scenes was.
Yeah.
But we got in the car and we drove, and then before you know it, you're in a kind of a working class area, and as all towns have. But then right on the other side of that, you're into a very, very higher end, big, large new homes. Right over that, you go down, then we're in almost an agricultural area.
Oh, wow.
Then we hit the lake area with the lake and the golf course and everything. And then back on the other side of that, then we can go to where all the athletics and everything all occur. It's such a diverse area. We recently had a mixer where I invited a bunch of people. I think you guys all got invites to it.
Yeah.
But it was just a mixer to take everybody on a bus tour with air conditioning, and around town. And then we went and toured got out and toured the hospital. And but that's what we wanted to really demonstrate, was the diversity, because we can accommodate large films, small films. I don't care if it's a student film or if it's a Scorsese type film. They're all going to get the same support, and they're all going to see the same thing, that you can be in agriculture at a farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere, where it looks like you're out in the middle of nowhere, but you're also 2 minutes from town.
Which is excellent if you're trying to make some time switching locations.
and then it's just the logistics of filming and shooting and trying to keep everything as compact as we can. We've got plenty of hotel rooms now. We've got Airbnb all over the place. A lot of my friends who own homes and extra homes are always willing to do. the amount of people that have wanted to put their homes and say, yep, you can use my home has been amazing. But the problem is I haven't tapped that yet because they want us to come out and take pictures. And it's like, that's not something that we're ready to do yet. There's another company that has some pretty good ideas on how to make that happen. And I'm anxious to see what happens with that, because I've got a Facebook post that, imagine this, with really tiny type full of people that say, yeah, put our house on there, put our house on there. And I said, well, can you have some pictures or use this link, because you can go directly into our database if you use this link and upload your pictures. No, a couple people, but most of them want us to come out.
The pictures that you do have up right now are, I mean, like you can, for the listeners, if you want to go to their website, ertvfilm.org, you can look at all the different locations. I'm just going to read off a few. You've got the airport, the Colonnade Ballroom, got the downtown area, Center Theater, Memorial Field, the whole high school, the hospital, Lake El Reno. I mean, like you just have all these just really cool places, and you do have some pictures on here for all those location scouts out there that are looking for cool spots.
Yeah.
And I love looking through location pictures because
Me too.
I'm like, ooh, we could shoot. Like,
yeah, just you would imagine a scene there, just immediately like, oh man.
Hey, Brian, if you look on there on one of those, I think on the news post, you'll see that bar. We put a picture of our house on there because at that point, I wanted to get a couple public homes. So that picture that I was telling you about with the bar, with the
bar,
that's on there somewhere. I know it is. I've seen it. I think it's under news, or it's under the Williams house. That's the Williams house is our home. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so we put that on there, so, because I just needed to get a home. And then I think there's actually the very first week after we did the website, I asked my wife, who's the one who got me into this whole thing to begin with. I said, you got to write something up. And so my wife's been very ill, but she's better now. And so she had enough energy. She typed that out and made a little, just a quick little story about how we kind of got into this whole thing.
That's
wow.
So cool.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the contest. You have some contests listed on your website here.
Yeah.
That are intriguing.
Well, and here's why. I wanted to do, like a crowdsourced way to get, photographs of El Reno that are more than just the kind of photographs that Josh would go out and take, or I'd go out and take, or someone would just take, I wanted something that would show what it looks like without anybody there, like in the fairgrounds, whatever, just without, just empty, because that's important to be able to see that, understand the space. But also I like the idea of being able to show the different, the different events that are going on and the creativity of our citizens to let that come through. So we decided to have a contest. We're going to do this once every 2 months. And with that contest, we've got it separated into the downtown area, because the downtown area itself can hold a lot of different possibilities for pictures from within the buildings, even within the unfinished buildings, which we have a lot of that are absolutely, they are so cool. We want to do something with that someday. But all the different events we have, the different festivals we have, I want to get some of that in there. I obviously I want the photos that the location managers are going to want to see, but I wanted to be able to have that full picture that they can get a real feel for who El Reno is and the enthusiasm. So we ran our first two contests. We had one that was El Reno at large, and the winner of that was this beautiful picture of the lake. I mean, absolutely stunning picture of the lake. And then we had another one of our some of our buildings downtown that was just really, really creative and really smart. And so we're going to be putting all that together so everybody can see that. But that was a way for us to be able to start gathering a bunch of photos without having to, again, hire a photographer or go out and plan a way to do it. And so we had a really, really nice response to that. I'm trying to get some. We've got a lot of Westerns that are going to be coming down the pike in the next several months. So I need to get some ranch and some scapes of just wide open plains. And so the next one I think I'm going to do what?
That El Reno's full of.
I was gonna say, yes, you got those.
We got a lot of that. We got a lot of
that. The LA people that have never seen the giant windmills. It's not.
My
in El Reno,
daughter
it's
is
like
obsessed with those. Yeah, Everly, she saw them for the first time not too long ago, I feel like, and paid attention, and she just kept talking about them. She was just taken with them, and they are so cool. I mean, it's amazing to see.
Yeah. I took my granddaughter out the other day, and my wife has a little convertible, and so we get out her baby seat. She's 3. put her in the front seat, but she can face forward now, which is new because they have to face backwards when they're a little bit younger. So anyway, we put her in that, put her sunglasses on because it was sunny. And we went out driving and went around the lake. And then we came back and then she saw the water tower and she said, Pops, calls me Pops, Pops, what is that? I said, that is our water tower. That's how you have water in your house. And sunglasses, eyes about that big. It's just like, Pops, what do you mean? How does that happen? I'm not going to explain physics to you. You'll figure that out with me.
Just her mind is exploding. Yeah.
But that's funny you talked about that because we've got the two big water towers. We've got the original water tower, which is coming in when you come into town to the older section, and then in the newer section, which that's what drives the water for all the new builds and the new additions and everything everywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's such a the competition like is such a great way to engage the community and keep them excited about like this happening in your area. Like we want, like I just think that's an excellent idea.
Well, whenever they did, we had two Zachary Levi movies that were done here back to back, boom, boom. We had Unbreakable Boy, which was done actually at the hospital. And then we had American Underdog, which is, I'm a huge football fan,
Yeah.
Kurt Warner was on my fantasy football team. I would try to get him. I'd trade up to get him every single time. So he breaks his finger. And, but the greatest show on turf was one of my favorite things. And that's why it was so great because I was able to actually talk to the location manager whenever he was coming out and I got to meet him. I got a lot of incredible feedback from him on El Reno, and a lot of things that he had talked about have been incorporated into what we do now. So we really listened. But what was really great about it was the enthusiasm. And whenever I took big note of the enthusiasm for 13 minutes for Stillwater, and then for American Underdog, and everybody in town, the buzz was great, and not very many people were complaining. The things they were complaining about, they went up on we got a little board that says these are things that I've got to make sure don't ever happen again. It's like the traffic, but they didn't know that. Okay, there's a school zone. This is a school. This is where everybody goes to pick up their kids. And every soccer mom in El Reno is there, and but that's whenever they were setting up and everything. Those are things that we'll be able to help to help the citizens and to really keep the enthusiasm going, because we'd have a couple poor showings, so we can end up with a problem that would take a while to correct.
Say you've got a project that you're filming tomorrow, but what's that? There's construction that started across the street next to the overpopulated dog kennel? If only there was a better, more controlled environment to shoot your movie at. A magical place where the location owner doesn't change their mind last minute and send you scrambling to find a new spot to shoot your high school-themed alien invasion murder mystery. Where is this land of milk and honey and craft services? Green Pastures Studio in Oklahoma City is a 12-acre campus boasting over 8,000 square feet of Hollywood-grade soundstage, plus standing sets including a high school, police station, hospital, bar, a full house, and a wooded backlot. The campus has everything a filmmaker might need to elevate their production, so why not build your dream at Oklahoma's premier soundstage? You can learn more at greenpasturesstudio.com. Green Pastures Studios, so much more convenient than your ex-girlfriend's dad's house. Hey there, film folks. If you're trying to get your project made, I gotta tell you about my friends over at ngpfilm.com. If you are in the state of Oklahoma and you need equipment to get your project made, you need to go to NGP. They've got camera equipment, grip and electric equipment, sound equipment, production gear, stuff for your locations, pretty much everything. And if they don't have it, they're gonna help you find it. Their customer service and support is out of this world. Literally, if you're in the middle of your day and you need extra gear, they will come to where you are and drop the stuff off. Or they have a super convenient night pickup and drop off. So you can call them, they'll leave it in these really cool little bins with a code that they give you, and then you show up and you put the code in, and then voila, you got the gear. And then when you're done with the gear, you come back, you leave it in the drop off, you put the lock back on, and then shazam, your day's over at 3 in the morning. ngpfilm.com is pretty much the best thing Oklahoma Film has to offer. If you have any rentals, anything that you need, check them out, ngpfilm.com. Tell us a little bit about the Arapaho Cheyenne community out there, because El Reno is like smack in the middle of the El Reno the Arapaho Reservation area.
That's right. And we're all really, really well integrated, and we help them out. They help us out with everything. My commission member, Clara Bushyhead, and she is fantastic. She's very, very busy. So when I can get a minute, it's just like, okay, I got you for a minute. I got you for a minute. Talk right now. And going to get a lot of things worked out. But she's helping us with photographs and getting a lot of things out there, because they have a lot of that wilderness out there. They have buffalo out there.
Oh yeah, which is excellent. Yeah.
It's really, really good. There's a lot of other really interesting properties. There's an old private school that's out there that has got a really unique look, with the vines are kind of going over one section of it. And, so we're hoping to be able to get that in soon, to where we can, get filming to occur out there. There's some hoops to jump through. We have a place, you'll notice, Brian, if you look at our website, if you look at it, I don't have Fort Reno. And Fort Reno is an incredible asset. And you want to talk about stepping back in time. You walk onto that property and you step back in time. And but there are considerations with filming on federal land.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to put anything on the website or show anything to a potential location person, even if I give up, potentially not getting something for El Reno, because I don't want to show that, hey, you could use this house. And then I have to go talk to the person. They say, you can't shoot here.
Right.
And, so I want to make sure that I make that as easy as to be. That's why I didn't put Fort Reno on there until I get approval to actually be able to shoot. And even if we have to, submit it to them, which I'm sure we do, to be able to get the approval. Well, at that point, I'd feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Fort Reno is a great asset. We can talk a little bit too about the rebate, and how El Reno is sitting in a great spot. Am I too early for the rebate?
No, go for it.
That's great. Yeah, we love the rebate.
Like,
yes,
we just got a major boost to our state's rebate, and it's just so cool.
Oh, it was great. I learned so much, and I'm gonna go off another tangent.
It's good. We like these.
Here. I learned so much by watching, because I watched every debate, and trying to understand who was who, and who was the person that didn't want it to happen, and why they didn't want it to happen, for color, so I can understand, because these are questions I know I'm going to get at some point. But I learned so much about the legislature that I didn't know, and watching them, and watching how they vote, watching where they're voting from, what geographic areas they're voting for, and then who are the loudmouths, and then who are the people that want to see something happen. And I learned a lot. Yeah. So it was really wonderful to see it happen, and to watch all the, everything from the studios to all the different crew and production people, above the line, below the line. It didn't matter to me. The excitement was so great. And whenever it finally happened, I put something on my personal Facebook page. I saw this guy doing a break dance, and and I said, this is, future footage of me once the bill passes. And I knew I'd get blowback from that from my neighbors, and I did. And they were like, all right, Steve, you have to do it in the front yard. So we can I've yet to do it. I'm going to have to get like
gotta film it.
Yeah,
I'll hurt myself.
Gonna have to
just you on the top of your website. It's just a GIF move of you dancing like, we're here. Yeah.
I could see my friends using that for the rest of my life. To make fun of me. But we're in a great position in El Reno with the rebate, because we're in a community, or a county that has less than $250,000. So there's an additional rebate. And then we are not in a town that's less than 13,000, but we kind of cover a geographic area that is. We have 3 towns that are right around us that are less than 13,000. So I'm working on getting those locations, and getting the powers that be at those places to want to come on board and let El Reno Film Commission take care of them, and to be able to represent them as well, because that's another asset for us, because that's that additional fee, and as well, everything comes down to money. If we were ever able at some point, which I don't know, and I can't make any guarantee this would ever happen, but if we're ever fortunate enough to hospital could become a soundstage, and that's an additional, I think, 2%, and another 2% if they shoot a series or a series pilot, I believe.
Yeah.
So there's some considerations to be had in that, but there's also fiscal responsibilities, and the city itself is still going to be responsible for that. So there's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts to make that happen. But as far as a wish or a dream, we'd do just about anything probably to make that happen.
How cool would that? I mean,
This is such an exciting time.
It is.
Well, and speaking of wishes and dreams, I want to talk about the 5-year plan. Where do you see? What do we see 5 years in the future? What's the goal?
Soundstage.
Soundstage.
Yep.
I like that.
We are lucky enough to have a very, very nice airport, a very large airport. Now, they're building a new terminal. So we're going to have like a real fancy terminal that that the people can come and go out of. And we have an incredibly smart and rather like he and I are very much alike in our aggression for competition, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And so he's really, really involved in making the film commission, the airport work together. And we are lucky in the fact that we have one of the longest runways for a municipal airport in Oklahoma. And so we can accommodate, there's a certain actor that we all know that was in a movie that sounds with Reese. And the rumor is that he flies in with his 737 or 727, I don't know what it is, to fuel up there because the fuel is very, very, very cheap. But then he gets somebody and sends them over to Johnny's Grill to get onion fried cheeseburgers.
Yes.
Off he goes.
That's awesome.
I've heard of this Reese actor.
Yes, and
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. But that's what an airport that large does. But we have something else that additional for any of the movie studios out there listening to us. The area that we are in is outside of the Oklahoma City. It's not controlled by Will Rogers, so it's outside the Oklahoma City air zone or whatever the proper word is for that. So they can come in, fuel up, get and go. If say that we build a studio somewhere in the vicinity of that area or somewhere in town, and we're able to, people are able to fly in. They can actually store their airplane in one of our large hangars. They could stay on the airplane if they're, they don't want to stay on a, in a hotel room or Airbnb or something like that. I mean, they really could. It's something they could do. But
the ultimate mobile home.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah. The Elon Musk mode.
Yeah, exactly.
But they fly in, and then the car can take them. They can be on set in 7 minutes, do their thing, get on the plane, and gone. I mean, you could do it just over and over and over.
Wow.
So it puts us into a good position. We also have something for filming that nobody else has is between our runways, we have our apron and the runway. Well, the apron and the runway. But then in between that, we have one of the largest runways that is grass. It's a grass. I don't remember what the right term for it is. But so then you start looking at, period movies and period things. They can come in and land on the grass right there.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Land a freaking B-29 out there.
Yeah. 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 It's
so
cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So, you just start looking around, and if you would give every one of these little things one in the good column, then you look at El Reno and we stack up next to anybody. We're going to have as many ones in our good columns anybody else is going to have.
Oh,
excellent.
I'm so
I love it.
Excites me so much. Like, especially ever since the rebate got boosted, we've been getting this massive influx of projects that are just chomping at the bit to shoot here. And I love, it's cool enough to have stuff happening in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
But to get out to our small towns that
where all of us are from, and we love and we know things there, and we recognize, like, it's so cool just to see, I don't know, that for me, growing up in Oklahoma, seeing little blips of towns that I know dearly is so cool. Not just Oklahoma City. Like, I love Oklahoma City, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's like, it's perfect. It's just perfect for what we're talking about.
And I'll say for once in my life, this was the perfect timing, because I was talking to the mayor last summer, and it all started going. Now, I'll tell you something else too that I've learned. Another tangent alert.
I like that you identify them. We don't. We just get lost in them and then recorrect. So at least we are giving our audience, like, hey, tangent. Okay.
Well, heck, now I almost forgotten where I was going.
Oh, sorry, I tangented you away. No.
You're talking to the mayor. I was talking to the mayor, and we were trying to get all this stuff going. The city, or a municipality, I should say. I'm not going to say El Reno, because all cities are the same way. They move at a different pace than the corporate world does.
Mm-hmm.
In the corporate world, it's like when I was saving my budget, for this, and we did that mixer recently, and I was so proud. And I went and told the mayor, I said, you know what? I've only spent $10 because I've got the rest of the stuff donated. And he was like, well, I need to explain something to you. You need to use your budget, or you don't get one next time.
You gotta use the budget.
Yeah. So I had to change it up a little bit. But anyway, off tangent back. So the timing could not have been any better because Yosef at the Oklahoma TV and Film Commission has, or music, they call it
Over
music.
at the Yusuf from the
Yusuf.
from the
Because I always say Film Commission, but I think it's like TV and music, not film.
the Oklahoma Film and Music Office. But
There we
they
go.
Are,
Okay,
they
that's
are the
where it-
Film Commission for the state.
Yeah, I get stuck on things sometimes. I have to make sure I
Yeah.
got them right. But anyway, what a tremendous asset he is.
Oh
And,
gosh, he's awesome.
He's been so helpful and so supportive. We've had meeting after meeting after meeting as we're doing this. And then he told me about the Oklahoma Film Friendly community project or program. And I said, that's something I want to be a part of. So I was able to push our community fast enough, and to be able to become the first community in Oklahoma to be, a certified Oklahoma Film Friendly.
Film friendly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we got that. We got the little logo on the website. It's really cool next to our big logo.
Yes.
And,
Oh yeah, I did. I see it.
Yeah,
First.
Cool.
yeah.
First.
I was really excited about it. And one of the requirements was to be able to integrate or to have your permit online. I mean, permit online, a lot of people can do that. That's nothing really hard about that. But to have it integrated, so whenever they fill that out, that goes directly into our system. And then all these little processes begin in the background. That was the key to it. That came from Yosef saying this is part of the requirement. So what they set up, and Yosef and the whole group over there set up, and the entire group has been incredibly supportive of what we've been wanting to do and what we're trying to do. And the feedback, the information. I got in trouble once because I mentioned in an article a director by name.
No.
It was okay because he kind of became a friend, and
Yeah.
so he said, I don't care about that. But Yosef said, you need to be careful. And you know what? I am now. So thank you,
Yeah.
Yosef.
Yeah, we're not here. Brian name drops way too much, Brian.
I do.
Gross. I'm kidding. We
The
love
other
it.
day I was talking to old Cheryl Crow.
We love it. We eat it up. I do.
Yeah.
I personally do.
If Brian, if you read my my little thing that I typed out wherever you have asked me questions and stuff, I like Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah.
You know who she is, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah, she's Bo-Katan from
Oh yes.
Mandalorian.
Freaking
Mandalorian.
yes.
And so that's one of the things, one of the funny things you said, what do you want to get out of being in the industry? And obviously I want to help El Reno.
Yeah.
And I love telling stories, and I love reading stories, and I love thinking that we're going to have some little part of being able to make a director's vision come true.
Yeah.
Now, that's kind of what everybody says, but it's really, really, really what we feel. But then I put at the end of it, and I think I bolded it, in fact, and I said, and to meet Katie Sackhoff.
Right. Yeah.
And look, my wife knows all about it. She knows all about it. She's got like a George Clooney type thing.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
hers, George. That's my mom's too. Or we all love George, to be honest. I think any woman's love George.
Everyone has this little fictionary list. These are your whatever. Halle Berry is on mine, and about 3 weeks ago, I was in a liquor store, and I was buying some scotch, and there was a lady in there that looked like Halle Berry. So I texted my wife, what about a girl who looks like Halle Berry at the liquor store?
Bucket
That was
list
not-
check.
I love it.
My big one is Hugh Jackman. I can die happy
Hugh
whenever I
Jackman.
work with Hugh
Oh
Jackman.
gosh.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For
That
sure.
that much talent and that good looking is not. It just shouldn't happen.
It's
not
wrong.
right.
It's just
Not
it's
right.
just not appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine will always
Yeah,
and
I mean, with
forever.
his claws any day.
Yeah. I just want to meet Steve Carell. And did Lainey meet Steve Carell? One of my friends at one point, no, it wasn't Lainey, but someone met
Yeah.
Steve Carell in my inner circle. And I was like, I'll never forgive you for me not being with you at the time. I just won't. I needed to be there.
Yeah. Someday. Just give it time. You know what? I feel in my heart that Carell and Jackman,
They're going to be together on our podcast. I'm going to wish it into
Yes.
existence. Done.
Speak it into the universe.
All right, let's
And
make it
that's-
happen.
Yeah, that'll be our last episode.
Let's make it
Hugh
happen. Let's make
Jackman
all these people happen.
Yeah.
Let's get those guys in Oklahoma. Let's get the talent in Oklahoma, and then I'll throw another mixer together.
There
Yes.
you go.
I'll pay for their drinks.
And then
I like
you'll
it.
introduce me to Hugh, and and then we'll become best friends, and then I'll
Right.
become his personal assistant, and The rest is history.
The rest is
There you go. As they say in show business.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, this has been so cool talking to you and just talking about everything that's going on in El Reno. We are so excited to see what the future holds with all this.
Truly, it's so exciting to hear that all this happening so quickly too. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It just
Real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
No. I wouldn't. I was going to do a Steve thing. Go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, if you could tell us where we could find you online so we can stalk you and
plug yourself.
Employ the wonderful locations.
Obviously the website, ertvfilm.org. Hold on. It is ertvfilm.org. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm awful at that sometimes.
I'll edit that perfectly, so it's
you got all this stuff in your head. But on Facebook, we're on Facebook. We've got a really good active Facebook page, and I do some throwbacks because we've had quite a few films done here. In fact, one of my good friends had a really close picture of Tom Cruise whenever he was here filming.
Far and Away.
Oh no, not Far and
Was
Away.
it not
But
Far and
that's a good call. I forgot about that Far and Away.
Far and Away.
Rain Man.
Rain Man.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was, interestingly enough, I was in the crowd then, but I that same time, because there were 2 days that they were shooting at that hotel out there, and it was one of the pivotal scenes of the movie, which was really, really fantastic that it was shot in El Reno. Supposed to be Amarillo, but we don't really talk about that in El Reno. And but I was in the crowd that day, and I got to see Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise wearing an OSU shirt, and I'm an OU guy, so I wasn't proud about that. But it's all right. He's here. He's trying to represent. And but that was really cool. That was that was one of the greatest things that happened in El Reno.
Wow.
Moving up to that point, so we try to do some stuff like that. I follow everybody. I think I really want to promote and help in any level, in any way that I can, promote the film industry in Oklahoma. So I don't care if they're looking for people for the Scorsese movie. We've got a lot of indigenous people here, so I want to put that out there because we have resources, and even if they have to drive up there to be part of it would be, it'd be fantastic for them, and for them to get a bite of this fun, exciting, energetic industry. I'd like to see that happen. I'm on Facebook. I'm OU Steve. OU.
Oh, you really are true OU, man. I'm OSU, but it's okay. We're still talking. We're gonna make it through this. No.
I talked to my wife, and because I usually wear a visor all the time, visor, my Bob Stoops visor, and I wear it all the time. She said, "Steve, no."
No brands. No.
So I didn't. It's funny, whenever they shot that movie here, I've got OU stuff all over, and I came right whenever they were getting ready to shoot, and the director said, "You need to walk through. This is really cool." So I did, and all my OU stuff was gone. I said, we don't have licensing for that.
No brand. Yeah.
The good news is when they were left the next morning, they put it all back right where I had it, so I didn't have to touch a thing. So
that's so cool.
That was good stuff.
Well, dude, thank you again for your time. We're definitely gonna keep in touch with you, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
I think it holds a lot for all of us, and I think we all embrace it and work it the best we can, keep the experiences for everybody good. And I think we have a recipe for something special that the world's going to take knowledge of.
Well, thank you so much to Steve Maddox again for that whole conversation. I like that. It's so exciting to hear new things happening all the time, growing quickly,
right?
and to hear people passionate about it and pouring money into it now, finally.
Right. Yeah.
And time and energy and effort. It's so awesome. It's exciting. It's so exciting.
It's starting to blossom like my pickle business.
I want to go to El Reno and film something, but I'm too far away.
That is true. You should really run it by Aaron about maybe moving back, or like coming up with some kind of elaborate commuting situation.
I mean, I can fly there now. I could fly directly. I could fly from Toledo to El Reno.
What?
And just for to film a sketch or something that we need to do. And or just maybe we just need
like
to
an
do
improv
some
show.
Yes, I was gonna say maybe we just need to do like a duo. We need to start like a duo of improv again and just lean into it. I haven't done it in way too long.
Dude, I don't know about you, but like the quarantine just like derailed all.
It's wrecked it for me. It's wrecked it.
Although I will say, okay, so Lainey and I were playing Connect 4 the other night, and she was kicking my butt. So she was like, all right, fine. Okay, why don't we play a word association game? And I was like, this is, she was like, this is your realm. Okay. So let's play your game. I was like, okay. And there was a cucumber sitting on the side of the table, and it was this cucumber. It was very big.
You're just using that cucumber for everything.
And I was like, well, I know what she's gonna say. So we were playing what's it called? Mind meld?
Yeah.
Three, you count down three,
3, 2, 1, cucumber.
Say the first thing that comes to mind, and we both said cucumber. It was the first thing that both of us said, and I was just like, and it freaked her out.
I'm awesome.
She was like, she's like, did you read my mind?
Don't challenge an improviser to meld with you, you newbie.
I know what's up here.
Oh, golly. If we did a mind meld right now, I would be completely the opposite of what you're thinking because I can't guess anymore. The closest I come to like word association or mind melding is just shouting things at my kids when they need something and I'm trying to interpret what they're saying.
Yeah.
Mom, Everly talking through Patty. And then Oliver, he hit you, he hugged you, he bit you. What is it? That's the best I got. It's bad.
That's your improv warm-ups.
Basically
just, interpreting child talk.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun if we just we haven't done improv on the show in a couple episodes, I think.
Yeah.
And we are both rusty as crap.
Yep.
So,
and embarrassed about it too. Or at least I am. I won't give shame upon Brian. I just only put shame upon myself. I'm embarrassed. It's like been so long and I don't know how to feel about it.
I put shame upon me for both of us. Because there's been no opportunity because it's weird to play an improv show, first of all, with a mask.
Well, yeah, that's hard enough as is. Applause to the people who were willing to do it, but that wasn't the circumstances I could find in here. And it's like, it just, life changed things.
Yeah. Ugh. And then on top of that, doing it for no audience at all.
I know, like online and hoping,
it's
which
weird.
is what we're doing right now, but whatever.
I feel like what we're doing here is it's a little different because you and I hang out all the time anyway, and that's true. Basically that's how it feels. Is like we're just kind of shooting the breeze. It's very natural, we're having fun.
Yeah.
But like to do a show, to like do an actual show where you're all on a stage, but playing to a dead eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I felt so. Aaron, my husband's watching the tennis, Wimbledon or not Wimbledon. Wimbledon right now. And it's like, them playing to a crowd versus them playing to no one last year it's so weird.
Yeah.
And you can feel it in the energy of the player. And improv's like that. Like you do need the energy of the crowd, but I'm sure that you can get some engagement, but still it's just been a tough year. Like,
it's been wild.
Yeah.
I say, let's play just some basic. The next few episodes is going to be the tail segment of each episode is going to be Brian and Kelly
try
improv.
Learn improv. I like that because if I were able to take a class at Toledo, like they have some stuff that they haven't started quite yet, but I'm ready to go level 1, like basic.
You want to do let's do a clover.
Okay.
So a clover for the listeners is a very simple word association warm-up game where it's called A to C thinking. So like A to B thinking would be like melon, pickle. So they're closely related. But A to C thinking would be like skipping that second one and trying to find the thing associated with that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like mentally. So in your you're gonna, hear the word that is said to you. You're going to think of the next thing that you think of and then think of the next thing.
Yeah.
Making a little clover.
Yeah. And so a clover, this particular warm-up game, we're going to word association our way out from the first word. We're going to word association our way out, and then we're going to find our way back to that first word. So that's, I haven't done this in forever. So everyone buckle up. This will be great.
It'll be great.
Okay. So Kelly, actually, I'll tell you what, we're going to bring in our intern, Courtney, she's been hiding in the rafters this whole time, taking notes. Courtney, why don't you give us just an object?
Plant.
This is putting her on the spot.
I mean, I have like 7 plants in my room, so plant.
Plant.
Oh, a plant. Okay.
Plant.
All right. Rosebud.
Sleeping Beauty.
Dwarves.
Narwhals.
Seaweed.
Pixies.
Plants. Hey, there you go.
Hey, that's pretty good. That was
Yeah, we did
pretty. Yeah, we got there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get another suggestion from Courtney.
Yes,
What do you
please.
think? What should she
We'll do
give
it
us?
faster. Let's do it faster.
Yeah.
Just to make us go faster.
Go faster.
Drawing.
A drawing. Okay.
Drawing.
Mm.
Picasso.
Cluster.
Cells.
Bacteria.
Masks.
COVID.
Charts.
Look at this photograph.
Artist.
Drawings.
Drawings.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay. That was okay. This is good. I feel like I'm getting the creative
Little
juices
juices
flowing.
go, a little bit.
Yeah.
Shake off the shyness. Shake
All
off
right.
the shyness.
You think we got enough in us to do a 3-line scene?
Let's do it. Let's try a few. Let's try a few 3-line scenes. I'd like to do that.
Okay. All right. So remind us what a 3-line scene is.
All right. 3-line scene. You're just going to be, it's usually 2 people, right? So 2 people, just us. And one person will say the first line. The next person will say line B. And the first person will finish the scene with that 3rd line. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Just like
And
that.
The goal is in this 3-line conversation is to establish the who, the what, and the where.
Yeah. Your basics of scene building very quickly brought together succinctly.
Yeah. Brought to you by 2 people that are rusty as hell.
And I don't know what I'm saying. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Courtney, hiding in the rafters, give us a location.
Hiding in the rafters.
the Phantom of the
Just-
Opera.
I'm just sitting here like, is it my turn?
I think this is our
The
first time
woods.
actually bringing you onto the actual show.
Yeah, it's exciting though.
know,
I
I
like it.
feel nervous.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's all right. We do too. You said the woods?
The woods.
The
The
woods.
woods. Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay, here we go. All right, little Miss Red Riding Hood, where are all the snacks?
I'm not telling you anything, you big, hairy, stinky wolf. Get out of this house.
All right, fine. But before I go, I'm gonna huff and I'm gonna puff and I'm in the wrong fairy tale, aren't I?
Yes.
And scene.
Scene.
So where were we? We're in a house
In the woods, a house in the woods. Yep.
and it was Little Miss Red. What is it?
Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf
and the wolf.
looking for you were looking for snacks.
There you go. There you go. Perfect 3-line scene,
Yay!
everybody.
There you go. That's how you improv.
Yeah, that's how it's done, Second City. All right, take some notes.
Why am I not there right now? Oh yeah.
Freaking owning it on main stage. Okay, let's get Courtney, give us a relationship.
Oh, that's a good one.
A relationship. Like how so?
Like father, daughter, coworkers, teacher, student, etc.
Murderer,
Coworkers.
victim.
That's always messy.
Coworkers.
Coworkers.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I started the last one. So Kelly.
All right. Oh my, Brenda, come here, come closer, come here. In the stall, get in the stall. I have to tell you something very important. Come here. You're getting fired today.
Okay. Well, that's a weird thing to find out from my assistant. Who is you?
I felt like you would want to be somewhere private, like, and grieve before you get fired. So I was trying to be respectful.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you told me before I unloaded this baggage that I've been carrying all day that I was going to unload in this toilet, because now I'm taking it down on this office. And you know what? You're staying here.
Yes.
That was a 4-line scene.
Yeah. But we
Yeah.
were Brenda and the assistant in a bathroom stall
Yeah,
telling
exactly.
secrets.
Yeah, telling secrets about me getting fired.
Yeah, you were getting fired.
Yeah.
Intel and secret insider knowledge.
Yeah. And that's how it's done.
Yeah. We're
It's
gonna
so
listen
funny
to this
because-
later and be like, oh my gosh, we can't even play this on the
Yeah.
It's on Instagram, but we can't put it on the episode.
You can so tell how long it's been for us because of the giant gaping pregnant pauses between
Yes. There's
what we're
not
saying. You can literally see the wheels turning in my head of like,
yeah, like
yes.
I'm listening to what he's saying. But you know what? That's how you do it. You got to listen to what they're saying and process it. And if it takes my brain, my silly, cold, pathetic, slow brain to process it, but at least I'm listening. At least I know I'm listening.
That is the trick.
Step one. And
Just to
then I will
listen.
start yes anding. I'll listen and
Yeah.
then I'll yes and.
So it all starts, you know what? If you got a goal out there, or if you're trying to get a film made, or if you got a film commission that you're launching and you're trying to make things explode, it all starts small. Be willing to make mistakes, and be willing to embarrass yourself, and be willing to make the best freaking segue out of an outro you've ever heard. Do you see what I just did? Freaking mind-blowing.
We're amazing.
Yeah, improv.
Didn't
kings.
even see it coming.
Didn't
Transition.
see it coming.
Next
I
time we're
had
not
to be-
doing transitions so they can feel how harsh it could be
Whoa.
if you weren't so smooth, Brian.
I had to figure out how to wrap up this episode, and you know what? That's not a big pickle.
Ding.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. All right, well, if you liked what you heard and you'd like to be a part of it yourself, visit us on patreon.com/Okie Show or on our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, run by our own intern over in the rafters, Courtney.
Courtney. One day she'll come out of the rafters.
Out of
She
the
will-
rafters.
She will come down from the rafters and be present among us. That sounded really weird. She's really cool.
She's pretty great. She's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Don't get a big head, Courtney. All right. We'll see you guys in the next week. And that's it. Bye.
Okie Show.
Harmless Media Podcast, recorded at Tower Studios in Oklahoma City. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. If you're a business or industry professional that would like to advertise on the podcast, email info@okieshowshow.com. Rates starting as low as $25.